Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
All about an astragal. Your question was something about breaking in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I get the right parts in me. You can get a flat astragal. You can get one that is what's it called? Indented or bent a little bit. What's the word for that? Offset.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to understand what is sort of the purpose. So the answer I got from Google is that some doors or most French doors are made where one side is about a 32nd of an inch out from the other, and that's the purpose for the offset?
I think so. So if you were to stand on the pull side of a door and run your hand over the face of the door and the frame, that door is either going to be flush with the face of the frame or it won't. So
it's fairly flush. There's a little 1/2 by 1/16 of an inch that comes out, a piece of wood on the closed side of the door. I'm going to go back to it right now while we're talking, just so I make sure I got it straight. But what were you starting to say?
So doors are either flush with the face of the frame or they're inset, usually very slightly. The bottom line is this. If you have an inset application and you attempt to use a flat astragal, it won't work because you're clearly thinking about pairs of doors, but those astragals are installed on single doors as well because they're really effective at being a continuous latch guard. If your hollow metal door and frame, let's say, or your aluminum, let's say, or your wood, let's say, is inset the 3/32nd of an inch it normally is, and you put an astragal on a single door, which many people do, and you use a flat astragal, you will never get that door latched. So the reason that they're offset is to give it that giddy up needed for that inset. Now, if it's a pair of doors, you would never use the offset because your doors are flush with each other. You would only use flat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's a storefront doors, French doors. And they're flat. So you're saying probably the flat is what I want then for the French doors, right?
I didn't say probably. You would absolutely use only the flat style in that application. Offset is incorrect.
Okay. Yeah, I got 90. I understood 90% of what you were saying. I apologize. I'm a little hard of hearing, so when people talk fast, I can't get every word. But I think I got the gist of it. Hey, no, leave it, Rosie. You okay? Okay. So the flat astragals that you sell, I'm going to get back to my computer, get back inside. The flat astragals that you sell, I couldn't tell from the picture. Do they have the pre-drilled holes?
They can. And they don't have to. They can come either way.
Yeah, I'd want them to have it just so that I don't have to bother drilling them.
Okay.
And I assume this is steel, not aluminum, right?
They're available in both base materials.
Oh, so tell me about that. I just assume that steel is better for security from, preventing a pry attack. Is my assumption right, or is aluminum going to be just as good?
Well, I would think that steel is a more durable metal, but either are going to fail as a result of their fastening. You're not going to, it's going to be how you fastened it that's going to cause it to fail. If you're really thinking that someone's going to break in like that, you need to have an alarm. It would be my opinion.
Well, okay, I'll think about that.
Unless it's a deterrence.
Yeah, I've done some pretty beefy stuff to the doors, security-wise. Polycarbonate on the windows and stuff like that, all for the purpose of negating the need for an alarm. So that, but anyway, let me think. Back to what we were saying. Oh, the bolts. I use bolts for so many things, so I just love it. Bolting right through the door because it just makes it so darn secure. From what I understand, the purpose of a sexed bolt is so that they couldn't grab it from the outside and unscrew the bolt. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it would have that effect, but you could also either use security fasteners, or you could weld the astragal to the door, or you could use number 2 Phillips and then just put a countersink in there and remove that permanently. That would make it difficult for you to remove it, obviously. But sure, yeah, you wouldn't leave it so that someone could just unscrew your astragal, obviously.
Okay, but what I've used for most 90% of the bolts that I use, I forget what the name of it is, but it's a half round smooth on the outside, right? So that it would be very difficult for them to grab onto it to try and twist it.
Aren't you describing the sex bolt you just mentioned?
No, I'm just describing a regular. So anyway, my question to you is: does yours come with sex bolts, or do you recommend sex bolts, or what kind of bolts would you recommend to attach it?
Yes, to the latter, absolutely. I do recommend those.
The sex bolts, okay.
Yeah. What type of door is it?
Oh, it's a storefront door.
Aluminum?
I'm sorry, fir, wood.
It's wood. Okay.
About,
well,
about an inch and a half thick,
okay.
I guess.
Sure. I mean, you must not, if aesthetics aren't that important, you'll slap a steel astragal on there.
Okay, but aesthetics are sort of important. Does the aluminum look different, or?
Well, I was just thinking a wood astragal that you would attach.
Oh, no, I definitely want it to be metal, and I'll sacrifice the appearance. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, I think steel would be a good choice.
Oh, so how the steel is finished? Does it come in different colors or something?
It's like the Model T. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. No, that's all gray primer is what that is. Short of you ordering something that's made of stainless steel, it would be gray primer.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry, I apologize. I'm just trying to pull up your site as we're talking. Oh, and so I haven't measured exactly yet, but it's approximately a 7 foot length. What would be the approximate cost on something like that?
About $150 plus freight.
And what would freight be approximately to Seattle?
$75.
Oh, that's a little pricey. Is the aluminum any cheaper than that?
Not really.
Okay. All right. So I got to think about that. My other thought I was originally thinking of, I forget what it's called. The holes are already pre-drilled in it, and it's 1.5 inches wide, flat metal strip. There's a name for it. I hate
it's called a flat astragal, which is what I understood we're talking about.
Yeah, no, this isn't even an astragal. It's just stamped. It's just pre-drilled steel. You got steel signposts with the holes pre-drilled in them. This is like that, only the flat piece. Only the flat piece.
Yeah, you're talking about like a perforated metal.
Exactly.
You'll see it in the nut and bolt aisle of Home Depot.
Yeah, so I was thinking I might use something. I was hoping this would be no criticism whatsoever of you. I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's very thin material, though. It's not going to have the thickness of the steel astragal.
I could double it up, so I'll think about it. But 150 plus about 70. Okay.
Plus the sex bolts, if that's how you're going to attach it.
That's with the sex bolts, right?
No, sir. Plus the sex bolts, if that's how you're going to attach it. You'll have to order the sex bolts as well. The astragal doesn't inherently include sex bolts. It comes with just sheet metal screws.
Okay. Well, I'm not too concerned about how I attach it, because my thought is I can sort of, what if I were to use a regular bolt with a half round, smooth, flat head on the outside, right? Then on the inside, I do my double nuts like I usually do. I could just use Loctite on them. That way, that would serve the same sort of purpose, do you think? That way, if they try to rotate it, all it's going to do is rotate. It ain't going to unscrew with a Loctite on.
I'm not familiar with the bolt that you're referring to on the exterior side.
It'd be it's a carriage bolt. That's the name of it. A smooth carriage bolt.
Well, that's not going to work because carriage bolts have square profiles to the underside of the head?
Oh, I would just I would grind out or use a little metal blade to cut it out so I would make the round hole square, or I would just file off the square part. I've done that before so I will make it fit in flush.
Well, if your level of determination takes you there, it would be less expensive, assuming your time has a value, obviously, of just buying sex bolts. But yeah, whichever.
You're right.
Yeah. I mean, you know more about reinforcing these doors than I do. Clearly, however you get there.
Okay. No, and actually, I've often done. I'm doing more what you've said these days. I would prefer to spend the money rather than use my time. So
right.
anyway,
so non-renewable resource.
What would the package of the sex bolts cost approximately?
Oh, they're probably about $3 each, and you're probably going to need every bit of eight.
That is totally fine. Yeah, I would go with the sex bolts. Okay, well, let me just decide what I want to do. And like I said, I was hoping to find an astragal for around $80 to $100. That's what I'm hoping for. So I might have to look around a little bit. You don't have anything else on your website that's any less expensive than that $150 by chance, do you? It's a kind of a combination of the price and the shipping is what's I might very well end up going with this, but I just want to make sure that I couldn't find.
So I was looking at a DKS astragal. Draft Seal has some material that is far less expensive. Their material is closer to the $50 range for the material. The problem with Draft Seal is it's going to take for sure a month before I would get it in because those guys are in Canada and they don't drop ship. So yeah, you could certainly do it less expensively, but then you're going to have to be sure of the width of what you need. They do have different widths, and you want to make sure that you can get it installed without any sort of conflict with your hardware, lock sets and whatnot.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I'm working on now is really getting the measurements down and deciding exactly how it's going to fit and stuff like that. But this conversation has been so helpful. I can't thank you enough. This is just great. Just for me understanding and figuring out, what's, I didn't understand.
Yeah, I looked back at your
at
voicemail and you mentioned Draft Seal. I was looking at DKS. So Draft Seal has, Draft Seal is what you obviously saw yesterday. That material's longer lead time, but far less expensive. Freight's still going to be the same, but the material cost just went down.
I'm on your website now. So the Draft Seal, that was the one you said it was as cheap as around $50? That's pretty good.
Okay. I imagine that's what you saw yesterday.
Okay, I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on a second here. Damn.
The part number I think you left was DS.
Oh, wait, I got it. Draft Seal. DS179 PS84.
Oh, that's not the one I was looking at.
That one says $112.
Yeah, I'm not looking at that one. I'm looking at a DS188.
I'm going to search that DS188, see if that pops up on your site. Okay, so I don't want to take too much more of your time. The DS188, that's the one that's going to be cheaper, and that'll take about a month coming from Canada. So I got to think about that too.
Yeah.
If I want to wait or not wait. Okay. Excellent information. Thank you so much. That is it. You made my day.
Thanks for taking the call.
All right. I'll talk to you later then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.